But maybe you're in a situation tonight where you've done something wrong to someone else, and you haven't asked for forgiveness. Maybe you haven't asked for forgiveness because of pride, or maybe you haven't asked for forgiveness because you just don't think you did anything wrong, or maybe it wasn't a big deal to you. You did something, you ticked somebody off, and you're like, whatever. Well, just so you know, that just because you didn't ask for forgiveness, God tells us in his word that that person is supposed to forgive you anyway, regardless of whether or not you asked. In Colossians 3:13, it says this: "Make allowance for each other's faults and forgive anyone who offends you. Remember, the Lord forgave you, so you must forgive others." Yeah. So regardless of whether or not you ask for forgiveness, that person is responsible for forgiving you. That's pretty tough right there. You know, that's what people most normally find so difficult, is asking for forgiveness from someone that has wronged them and they haven't asked for forgiveness. I'm going to say that again. That's what's so difficult for people, is asking for forgiveness or forgiving someone and that person has not asked for forgiveness. They don't think they did anything wrong, or they're too prideful, but you have to forgive them anyway. That's what people find so difficult. I have a quote that I want to share with you. It's C.S. Lewis. Has anybody in here ever heard of C.S. Lewis? Handful of you. Okay. C.S. Lewis says this: "To be a Christian means to forgive the inexcusable because God has forgiven the inexcusable in you." There's just some times that you can't reconcile and you won't want to reconcile, and that's okay. God never told us we had to reconcile. He did tell us we had to forgive. You know, forgiveness is a hard thing for most people. But besides love, it's the one thing that we need the most. We need to be forgiven, and we need to forgive others. We need that as much as we need love. We can't ever be good enough to merit God's love. We can't ever be good enough to merit his salvation. He did that for us for free. Jesus took our penalty on the cross. He was beaten and crucified. And all we have to do, guys, is that one simple thing: ask for forgiveness. And you know what? He doesn't deny us forgiveness. You know, you're not going to ask for forgiveness, you know, and receive salvation and him be like, nope, sorry, not doing it for you. He does it for anybody that comes to him. He doesn't hold it over our heads like we like to do to other people. 2 weeks ago, you ticked off your friend. You asked for forgiveness, they forgave you, and a week later you're like, well, remember when you did this the other day? You know, God doesn't do that to us. He doesn't hold it over our heads. He forgives us and moves on, just like he wants us to do for others. Forgiveness is a gift that God gave us. Forgiveness is a gift that he wants to give to us. He wants us to be in a relationship with him. He did all this so that he could restore the relationship with us. That's what he did.